Hey everyone, how's it going? Llaver here, bringing you another gameplay commentary. Today I'm going to be talking a bit about Destiny and Xbox One, and my thoughts on both. But before we get to that, the game I'm playing today is Dynasty Warriors 8. Just came out a few weeks ago, so it's pretty fresh. So yeah, hope you enjoy. But jumping right in, Destiny, this is what we know so far. It's sort of an open world MMO style game, and really what that means is if you can see it, you can explore it. And that's the open world part. But the MMO style means, and what this means to me at least, is ranks. And I'm super stoked. It looks amazing. Really, and what they said about the ranks is that there will be leveled zones for everybody. Everybody can get in one place, or there's leveled zones for players of a higher rank. So say, you start off, everybody starts at one place, or something like that. But as you get to a higher level, you can go to other areas that the lower levels won't be able to go to. So it's more of a, hard work exclusive zone. So I'm really excited about that. It looks amazing. There's multiple character types. There's special abilities for each, and then other classes all have the same abilities. So really, each class has its own special abilities, but each class also has the same of certain abilities. So, there's that. And did I mention that it looks amazing? So, But what we don't know is the release date. I mean, obviously, nobody knows release date till soon after, or as it comes up. So, we really don't know the depth of the storyline or the lore. Now, we know what it's going to be, a bit of it. We know about whatever the big alien ship. We know multiple worlds, multiple factions. We know it came to help the humans survive or whatever. But we don't really know how much we're going to delve into that. So I'm really excited for it. We don't know details of future DLC. I think they dubbed it Crimson is the name they gave us, but other than that, that's about all we know. I'm thinking since it's a sort of Borderlands-styled open-world game, I'm thinking it's going to contain more campaign extras instead of like some multiplayer thing. Granted, the whole campaign is multiplayer, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see when it comes around. So other things that I can't think of, I'm sure, because we don't know them yet, so I can't think of them. No, what I would like to see in Destiny, though, that most likely won't happen, but Oculus Rift support. The Oculus Rift is really cool, and if none of y'all have heard of it, it's the virtual reality goggles that really have revolutionized this headset thing that, it's been tried before, but it's just never been right. And I actually got to try it at RTX. One of the booths had 2 or 3 of them, and oh man, they were cool. I mean, if I was already set on getting one, I am now, but it is really cool. It really gives you a real sense of immersion. And any kind of first-person game really, really needs something like this. Cross-platform interactions. And I don't see this happening with any games anytime soon. Jagex recently tried to do a whole cross-platform thing with Xbox, PlayStation, and Wii, and guess who the only ones willing to do it were? Nintendo with the Wii. So really that's why there's not going to be RuneScape on consoles, because there's no cross-platform. So it'd be cool to see, but I know it's not going to happen. And then another thing that I was thinking about is world building. Now there's a lot that is already going to be in Destiny, just like there is in Halo or anything else you play, but really I think it could be a lot more immersive to be able to change the world how you want. But there's also the other side of that, is in Destiny's not a Halo. It's not going to be small maps or whatever that players are fighting, team versus team gameplay. So really they're not going to focus on these custom maps like, say, you would with a first-person shooter as in like Halo or Call of Duty. Now Call of Duty doesn't have a world builder, but it also but you know, you can set up custom game types and stuff. So there's that, but it's still not as immersive. So I can't wait to get it. I'm super excited. Did I mention that? It really looks good though. I'm really expecting a lot from Bungie, and usually I don't do this. Usually I have high hopes, low expectations. That way I'm not disappointed, but I really do have high expectations of Bungie. I hold them at a much higher standard than most other companies, just like I did with 343. And honestly, with Halo 4, I was disappointed in 343. So hopefully that won't happen with Destiny, but we'll see. So let's talk a bit about the Xbox One, and I think it's dubbed to come out in November, I believe. Yeah, November. So really, lately what they've been talking about, some new news that's come about, is this new reputation system. And really, what it's meant to separate players based on like how annoying or disruptive they are. And there are 3 zones. There's red, yellow, and green. Green obviously being the best, red the worst, yellow somewhere in between. So this is how it works. Players all start out green. When they first get their Xbox, first create their account and sign into Xbox Live, you are green. You're in the green zone. Now as you play games, other gamers can report you based on how you play. You know, your play style, if you're a helpful player, if you're a sore loser, if you're a team killer, I don't know, if you're disruptive, if you're a squeaker. If you know, and really it's kind of worrying, but I'll talk about that later. And if you get enough legit reports that are bad, you will get moved to yellow. Now, they said in the little interview about it that it's not going to be just like 2 or 3 players report you and you'll get moved to yellow. It's going to be quite a bit of a little more, you actually deserve this. So we'll see how that goes. They also said their algorithm is good, or well, excuse me, their algorithm's made well enough so that it doesn't it doesn't take players that haven't played a game with you, or it knows what's legit. So like say, you know, one actual report, like one report from a player who's played with you, it has more of an effect than 10 players that have never played with you, or played with you 4 or 5 months ago, or something random like that. You know, it's to prevent issues, I guess, is their hope. We'll see. You know, after that, if players continue to report you, you're already in yellow, you can get moved to red. And they said you won't be moved to red until like you've received multiple notices saying you need to fix your behavior. You know, saying, okay, players have had issues with you, you need to fix, well, not necessarily fix, but you need to change the way you behave with other players. So apparently it's not like you go to yellow and then the same amount of time it took you to go from green to yellow, you go to red. It takes a while to go from yellow to red, much longer than green to yellow. So red players will have a lower like priority to get into games with green players. Yellow, I think, are just sort of in between. It doesn't matter where they're stuck. But red players, it's really meant to separate, you know, all these red players who are disruptive, who are squeakers, or whatever, from playing with these players that don't like them. Now, my worries with that is, you know, I've got quite a few, is that it'll be abused, or the wrong people will get moved to yellow or to red. And what I mean by this is like players will get reported just because they aren't very good. You know, I see that. I just see like it's going to happen a lot. Because, you know, say you're playing Halo and you go 30 and 10 or something. You have a great gameplay. But the other guys on your team suck, and they've got like 5 and 10, you know, 5 kills, 10 deaths. The other one's like 3 and 15, and you know, it's altogether bad. And I feel these players are going to get pissed off and report them. And I don't think that's going to be worth getting moved to yellow. Yeah, okay, I don't want to play with someone who sucks, but it's not fair to not let them be able to play as easily or with other players just because they're not as good as them, if that makes sense. Another thought is squeakers. Now, I don't like squeakers, But, just because someone's young doesn't necessarily mean they should be put in red either, because people don't like their voice. So we'll see how that goes. I personally think that, this is how it's going to happen, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So, and then of course there, troll reports, people who just play a game and then report everybody that was in the game with them, or 2 or 3 people on the other team or something, or whatever. I don't know, but just people being idiots, and so it's kind of a back and forth. I think it'll be good, but I think it'll be bad. I think, so we'll see. Some of the effects this could have, though, is like the potential for a better online experience, and I'm excited for that. I mean, I don't want to play with someone who's gonna spawn lock me in a corner on Call of Duty, or team kill me on Halo, say I'm playing Griffball, or something like that. But then trolling videos, though, right now there's a lot of trolling videos on Call of Duty, on Halo, on whatever, about people just messing with everybody else in the game. And obviously it's all in good fun, but people in the game don't always take it like this way. And I feel the YouTube community is going to sort of drastically lose out on some of these videos, because they just won't be able to. If they're in the red zone, there's going to be, they may not be able to do that because other people will just be fucking around. Or if they're in the green zone, they don't want to get kicked out of the green zone, so they're not going to troll people. Now, I'm sure there's people that'll find a way to do it. Don't get me wrong. People, YouTubers are smart, so they're going to figure some way out. But possibly upset customers, people who are like, I don't deserve to be in green. And then there's also possibly satisfied customers. We'll see how it goes. I just think that it has the potential for the negatives to outweigh the positives. Now, with some of my thoughts is it's a good idea. It really is. But there are many potential issues with this, new reputation system. So we'll see how it goes. Microsoft also recently announced about the Xbox One that it will not be, when you record from the Xbox, it will not record in 1080p. 720p is the highest it will go. Now, I'm sure there will be mods to change that, but you won't be able to play online and stuff. So, but really, with not only being able to record in 720p, personally, that wouldn't affect me. I only upload in 720p just because 1080p is way too large of files. And once you get to a lot of videos, I back them all up. So I've got 2 or 3 hard drives meant for backup only. Backup videos and all that stuff. So really it won't affect me, but there's some, say, that do machinimas or do something that really want to get that quality. They won't be able to do it directly from the Xbox. But my other thought is there's still going to be stuff like the Elgato, which is what I use. There's still going to be HD PVRs other than what I have. There's going to be, there's going to be a Dazzle, but who's going to use that when you've got the 720p? So personally, I think it'll be alright. If somebody wants that really, really high quality, then, they can go buy an HD PVR. Now, some may disagree with me on that. They may say, look, I mean, they're giving us the feature. Why don't they fully give us that feature? Why are they limiting us to 1080p? Well, my thought is, it takes a lot of power to do that. Not like electrical power, but processing power. And, if you're putting all your, or if all your resources are going towards recording, then you're not going to have much for the gameplay. So the gameplay is going to lack. While you may be recording in high quality, the game's not going to be in as high of quality. So it's still, it's trade-off. So I personally think it's a good thing, but many others may not. So tell me what you think. I'm really, really curious to hear y'all's feedback. I want to know what your thoughts on Destiny, or the new reputation system, or Xbox recording in only 720p. So let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Later.